Hello everyone. Today we will be studying the third lecture of the Theodolite surveying. Okay. So in this lecture we will be studying measurement, how to take horizontal measurements, right? How to take horizontal measurements by repetition method, and how to take the horizontal angles by iteration method, and how to take vertical angles, how to measure a vertical angle, right? This we are going to study in this class. This is going to be a little bit lengthier, but we'll try to shorten it, and I will try to explain you everything in this lecture, how to take the angles, right? So the first method is measuring the horizontal angle, or it is also called as direct method, where you're directly going to measure the horizontal angle between the 2 points. Okay, so suppose there are 2 points, right? This is P and this is Q, right? So this is your station point O, right? So first what we are going to do is, first you are going to set up the instrument on the station O, right? You are going to set up the instrument at station O, and then you are going to center it, level it, right? These are all what temporary adjustments. Then you are going to check for the uh, elimination of parallax if there is any, and you are going to, once you have leveled it, you are going to loosen the lower clamp, okay, and you are going to bisect the P point. You are going to bisect the P point with the help of the telescope, where your crosshairs should bisect or intersect the P point, right? And you have to see that in the vernier or the reading column of the theodolite, where the reading is to be taken, there your vernier A is the reading, the upper plate and the lower plate of the readings should be coincide. The upper plate A and the lower plate B, the lower plate A should intersect. Okay, both the verniers A and B should be correct. So the reading should read 0 0. Okay, when you start, the reading should be 0 0. If it is not 0 0, what you are going to do? You are going to tighten the lower screw and loose the upper screw. So you might get confused what is upper screw and lower screw, but once you go to the lab, you'll understand more easily. So what is upper screw and what is lower screw, but just understand what you are going to do. That is very much important here in this class. So if the reading is not been 0, if your reading is not 0 before taking the reading, bring it to 0 by tightening the lower screw, so that your bottom plate will not move. When you loosen the upper screw, the upper plate and the upper part of the telescope will move. So at that time you have to bring the theodolite in such a way that it reads vernier A 0 and vernier B as 180 degrees or 360 degrees, right? Vernier B as 180 degrees, right? Vernier B as 180 degrees. Once this is done, then tighten the upper screw and loosen the lower screw. That means if you tighten the upper screw and you loosen the lower screw and you move it, your readings will not change, but there is a rotation of your telescope or your theodolite, but your readings will be fixed. So what you will do is, now you are going to bisect the point P. Once the reading is 0, okay, it is fixed, then you are going to loosen the lower clamp and you are going to bisect the point P. Now once you bisect the point P, what you're going to do is you're going to tighten the lower screw also here. Now you are both these screws are tightened, so the theodolite will not move, right? The theodolite will not move. So what you're going to do is now you're going to loosen the upper clamp now. Now whenever you want to take the reading, you have to tighten the lower clamp. See, understand, whenever you are going to take the readings, you have to tighten the lower clamp and loosen the upper clamp, so that there is a deviation in the angle and that can be recorded in the verniers, right? Now you bisect point P like this from here to here. Move the theodolite in this direction and bisect the point Q. Once you bisect the point Q, then tighten the upper clamp so that the reading should not move. Okay, once it is fixed, that reading should not move. So once that is done, then measure the reading, right? Measure the reading through the vernier, right? Record the reading. Okay, once this is done, you have to take the readings once more with the face right. First time when you are taking, the vertical circle is to the left side of the telescope, right? And in the case of right face, the right side of your telescope there is a vertical circle, right? Same way. In the first case, what we did is we first brought the readings to 0 by or loosening the upper clamp and bringing it to 0. Once it is done, you have tightened it, and loosening this lower screw, you have intersected the point P. Then you tighten the lower clamp and loosen the upper clamp to measure the angle. Whenever you are going to measure, see that the reading is 0, right? And then loosen the upper clamp so that the angle is made and that is recorded. Okay, that can be seen. Okay, once you bisect, tighten it, and then measure the angle. So once you do it with the face left, then you have to do the same procedure with the face right. Okay, right? A theodolite is used to measure the horizontal angle subtended at the center of the two instrument of an instrument by two station signals. Okay, so this is I have not given you the explanation or the procedure in the steps here, but I have told you what to be done, right? So that once you get the two angles, that is a face left and face right, okay, then you have to take the average of it. Okay, you are going to take the average of it, right? That will be your horizontal angle by direct method. Okay, see, this is your first point. You are going to bisect it here and then move it towards B point and then bisect it so that you will get the angle theta, right? Angle theta, anything, it could be anything, right? Next method is repetition method. Here you are going to repeat the first direct method 3 times, right? It is the same as that the first one. You are going to take the readings. Okay, so you are going to take the angle between the 2 points by the same method what we have told you, that you are going to make it 0 first and then measure the then loosen the upper clamp and take the reading. So you are going to do the same thing 3 times. The whole procedure of doing the average, okay, taking the angles observations from face left and face right and then averaging it. So all these things you are going to repeat it 3 times, minimum 3 times. Okay, minimum 3 times you have to repeat, and take the angle of angle AOB 3 times. The angle subtended by AOB has to be observed 3 times. So that is what repetition method is. Okay. In this method, the horizontal angle is measured several times and the value is added mechanically. Mechanical means by manually. The obtained angle is divided accumulated value by the number of repetitions. That is what I was telling. You have to do the average of that also. Once you get the final values of each repetitions, then average of those 3 repetitions or 4 repetitions, how many repetitions you do, the average of it also is to be taken. Okay, once you do face left and face left for the first time, average of it, that will be the value. Then second time face left and face left and its average. Okay, third time face left value and face right value average. Okay, once you get 3 repetitions averages, you have to do the average of all those 3 again, the averages. Okay. Next is reiteration method. In the reiteration method, what we are going to do is, you are going to take the horizontal angle itself. The basic steps that of measuring the horizontal angle will remain the same, but the difference is here. The station point or the instrument point is at the center. Okay, and the station points are at all the 4 sides. So now what we're going to do is, these are the station points, this is your instrument point. So for to start with, right, what you're going to do, all the basic so you are going to set up the instrument, you're going to center it, level it, then bring the reading to 0. Then once you bring the reading to 0, tighten the lower clamp. Okay, tighten means fit the lower clamp and loose the upper clamp. And once you have bisected the point, then okay, before loosening the upper clamp, bisect the station 1. Right, this is a station 1. You have to bisect it first. Your reading will be 0 here. Then you are going to turn, you are going to loosen the upper clamp. Okay, once you bisect the point 1, then you are going to loosen the upper clamp and then turn your telescope towards the point 2. Right, okay, then you will get an angle here, right? So once you take the angle of the first, right, once you have taken the value for the first angle, then from the point 2 itself, you are now on the point 2. Now we are going to turn. Don't loose or tighten the any clamps. Okay, now what it is, how it is, the lower clamp is fit and the upper clamp is loose, and we have taken the first reading of from 1 to station 2. We have taken the angle. Now move the telescope from 2 to station 3. Right, you're going to move the station from 2 to 3 like this. You need to bisect the station 3 and measure the angle between the station 2 and 3 now, right? Same way you're going to move the station, bisect the station 4 and take the angle between 3 and 4. Same way 4 and 5, angle between 4 and 5. So and again come to the, from 5 come to the first point of your starting point, that is your starting point, and measure its angle. Okay, now how to get to know that you, whatever angles you have measured is correct? So because we have started from the one point and closed it at the same point, the angle, total angle that we have measured, if you total it, sum it, then it has to become 360 degrees. In the reiteration method, we are going to make a full one circle of, measure the angles at different section and make a circle of it. So if the total angle that we have measured at from station 1 to 1, right, from 1 to 5 to 1, right, that angle should be, sum should be 360 degrees. If it is 360 degrees, then your reiteration method, that what you have done is correct. So this is done by observation face left, right? Now transit the telescope and get the face right observations. Same way, from start from 1 2 3 4 5 and again 1, that angle should be 360 degrees. The average of these two will give the accurate values of that angle subtended by that 2 points, 1 and 2, 4, 2 and 3, and 4 and 5, 5 and 1, right? What I understood, how to take the angles for this, that is reiteration method. Okay, you can see here, from A to B one angle, from B to C another angle, and C to D one another angle, and D to A another angle. So if you see, it becomes a circle, right? Red color line you can see, right? It is circle. So it should be, when you sum the angle, when you add the angles of each subtended line, then that will become 360. So that is an check for a reiteration method. And whatever I have explained, it is there in this definition. This method is suitable when several angles are to be measured from a single station. Several angles are measured successfully from the initial stations. With respect to the previous stations, we are going to start with the taking the readings. The angle between the last and the first stations is measured, and thus horizon is closed. We are closing it, right? We are closing the circle. We are measuring angles, right? So we are going to start from the one point and again close it at the same point. So it is closing. That is what is called horizon closing, right? So you will get an angle, total angle as 360 degrees. That will give you the check whether you have taken the angles correctly or not. Next is vertical angle. Here in this vertical angle, you are going to make use of vertical circle, not the horizontal vernier reading divisions. Here we are going to record the readings in the, or observe the readings in the vertical circle, where there are two verniers, that is C vernier and vernier D, and the angle here you can measure from 0 to 90 degrees. In the vertical circle of angle, we could measure the angle between 0 to 360 degrees, but in this case you can measure the angle between 0 to 180 degrees, and the angle subtended by C and D is 90 degrees. Okay, the vernier C and D measures 90 degrees. Okay, so in this case, first thing is you have to bring the vertical circle, vernier C to 0 and D to 90 degrees. Once you bring it, right, and see that once you bring vernier C to 0 and vernier D as 90 degrees, then your telescope will be at horizontal plane, right? The axis will be horizontal, the line of collimation will be correct. Okay, once that is done, see, this is your vertical circle and this will become your telescope like this, right, accurately level. Once you bring the vernier C to the 0, okay, once you bring to vernier to C to 0, now here you can here there is only one screw in the vertical angles, that is vertical circle clamp. From once it is 0, now loosen the vertical circle clamp, okay, and bisect the point from where you, of what point we want the angle. Now we are on the 0. Once you lose it, at what the what point you want to bisect it and get the angle subtended by that elevation or that angle, okay, by that arc. Once you bisect it, tighten the vertical clamp and read and record the readings of vernier C and D. Okay. Same way like what you do in the horizontal angles, but here the difference is here is only one screw and you are going to measure a vertical angle here. This is how you are going to measure. This is your right. This is your 0 line. This is your 0 line from where you are going to bisect the point here. From here it is 0 0. You are going to bisect the object and then record the reading. If the angle, the inclination of the line of sight is upwards, then it is called angle of elevation. If the line of sight is below the line of collimation or below the horizontal level, then it is called angle of depression. It is called as angle of depression. Here the angles are measured through vertical circle. That is you have to remember. And same thing you have to do with the face right observations. Now first time you are done with face left. Whenever you start with the reading your face left, you should start with the face left itself. Whenever you start with the face left observations, right? This is for today lecture. That is, we have studied here the how to take vertical angles. I know that it becomes very difficult to understand these things in a lecture, but once you get to the actual instrument, once you see the actual instruments, you will understand how to take the readings and how the working is done on the theodolite on the ground. Okay, that's for today.